Alright, Schlockmeister fans, from the scrambled sex erotic cinema of early 80s cable, we're going to watch something starring Cleo Smith as Honey. Let's watch. Our movie starts with this woman who goes to this publisher with a manuscript.
But look here, I was just leaving. I happened to be here by chance. And I have an appointment too. If you wish, I'll take it. You can telephone.
You expect me to leave it and telephone? I don't think I've made myself clear.
Oh boy.
What's that for? What is it you want?
She's going to force him to read that manuscript.
Don't fire! Are you mad?
Read now!
She means it.
All right.
So he reads the manuscript out loud, and what he's reading we see played out. That's the actress Cleo Goldsmith. She plays Annie, and she's checking into this weird hotel. So she wanders around a bit when nobody shows up, and then she sees this woman with gigantic boobs. She's like the caretaker of this hotel. She's going to show her to her room, and then she finds the maid spying.
Inez, get down from there. This is the last time I want to find you spying in that room. If I catch you doing it again, I'll fix you so you'll never have the desire to, you little tramp.
So once the maid leaves, she says, I'll show you what she was looking at. It's an oily, muscular man. Anyway, she insists that Annie take a bath.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. There isn't any key to the bathroom door, Annie, but no one will disturb you. These salts will relax you. They're wonderful for the skin, too. I always use them.
Anyway, Annie takes her bath, and she gets this strange feeling that she's being watched. She's actually not, though. Then Annie has this weird fantasy that the big boob caretaker lady is giving her a massage.
I want to make you a proposition.
Back to the action portion of the movie.
Isn't that why you brought it to me? Is that what you want? I give you $1 million for it. 2 million lira. 2 million, all right? Are we agreed?
She's going to make him keep reading.
I'll write you a check.
Don't move.
And I'm the one who will decide to read it where and when I want to.
You mean you don't intend reading it? I know. You've got to finish reading it here in front of me. Unless you want me to kill you.
I guess he's going to read it. Annie goes back to spy on that oily guy again, and she sees this woman, I think that's the big boob caretaker woman, giving him a massage. She has a good time watching until Inez, the maid, shows up.
Signorina, if you finish, your breakfast is ready.
I was looking for the owner.
Breakfast.
Who is she?
She's my sister, the owner.
The owner is your sister?
Yeah, she has the tits.
That she does.
Oh. Hey, where am I?
No clothes, no problem. She's going to wander around. Anyway, she wanders around this hotel and finds a hole in the wall that opens up in a closet. She's completely naked at this point, but she gets a little bravery and comes on out to wander around some more. No clothes, no problem. She has to hide under the bed because this couple comes in and they start to have sex on the bed. When the timing is right, they fall asleep. She steals a jacket and gets out of there. Then she wanders into a dance studio or something that's inside this hotel where this guy is teaching lessons, and next thing you know, she's pulled in as well.
I've been waiting for you.
Oh Lord, now what she stumbled into.
What? Step forward. Come over here.
This is a dominatrix of some sort.
But You've been sent here to me because yesterday I read that letter that you wrote.
Anyhow, she orders her to undress, which naturally Annie does.
If the body is not curved, it is like desiring, demanding, complaining. Get down on your... Now I want you to tell me, what name do you have for it?
Then she quizzes her about her vagina.
Don't try playing innocent. You know very well what I mean.
I don't know.
You and your classmates, what do you call it?
The kid.
Do you touch it?
But in a way,
Still
yes.
reading.
I would say you are less fatherly.
It's much better that way.
Now let's get back to my story.
At least we had a little break.
Just a moment.
Next thing you know, they're all sitting around a table eating. A scene that seems to have nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It's a scene that lasts way too long. Annie's eating beans. Somehow she ends up in the room with that oily guy, and he promptly ties her up. And then he undresses her. Anyway, oily guy then takes her. She seems to be perfectly willing. And then... it was all a dream.
How long had she slept? Annie remained a few minutes in an indolent half-sleep, still in the grip of the emotions experienced in her erotic dream.
And as for these two... what's going on here?
Plan to shoot me?
They're a couple.
Instead, I prefer to shoot Annie. Because that girl doesn't interest me anymore.
They were just role
In fact,
playing.
I'm tired of the whole story.
You're right. Perhaps we both played our roles too many times. Maybe it's not as exciting as it was at the beginning.
And that's our film. Alright, let's talk about this movie, Sensual Awakening. This is a movie that I taped off of cable on EP tape, VHS tape. It's one of the last movies I ever taped on EP. It was probably February of 1992 or March of 1992. And it's one of those late night Skinamax type movies, although this one was taped off of Showtime. I actually never watched the movie until just now. So there you go. It's a French film movie. It's called like Jeux Couples Infideles or something like that. Pierre Rousseau stars, as well as this chick named Danielle Lemink. They play Bruno and Madeline. And directed by a guy named Georges Fleury. So, anyway. Also known as Sensual Desires, also known as Sensual Awakening, obviously. think it was released on videotape under the title Hot and Blue in the UK, although I was never able to track it down or confirm that, but I always try to. I ended up getting a pre-recorded VHS tape of this from France, although it's in French, so can't understand it. So the only way I can get the English version is to copy my DVD, or copy my EP tape onto DVD-R. Unfortunately, the sound wasn't that great, but hey, it's the best you can do. You're never going to find this anywhere else, right? So anyway, the movie itself, it's kind of like an Emmanuel-type movie. This guy, Bruno, works for this advertising agency. They sell like appliances, refrigerators, sinks, that sort of thing. And his boss says, you got to spice up these advertising things with eroticism, just like the Americans do, with sexy stuff. So he gives him 2 weeks off, paid, and gives him some money to spend so he can investigate and research sex-type stuff. So he uses his wife kind of as a pawn in these sexual activities, games, whatever, and she's kind of willing to go along with it. They play some very tame games, like she takes off her underwear in public and walks around in a dress with nothing on underneath it. Nothing much comes of that, though. She doesn't even flash anybody, so what was the point? But anyway, she found it exciting. Then they meet this other couple, Solange and Maurice, who invite them to some villa somewhere in the middle of wherever. And Maurice and Solange want to swap with them. They don't tell them that, but that's what their plan is. And they eventually try to get them to do that. Madeline isn't so keen on it, though. She seems to be frightened at every turn, so nothing really happens there. So they decide, well, let's go to my friend's house. He has this big mansion, and there's like an orgy going on there. And again, Madeline, she's kind of intrigued, but she's not really into it, so she ends up getting scared and running out of the house. And then her husband, Bruno, follows her, and they kiss outside and walk away, and the movie ends. There you go. So the movie itself, again, it's just like an Emmanuel movie, an erotic type drama. There's a lot of nudity in this movie, full frontal nudity from the women. Don't think there was any male nudity in this movie, but the women are lovely ladies too. So I don't know who any of these actors or actresses are, but I've been trying to track down this movie forever, so couldn't actually do it. So this is the best I can do. But I'm glad I had this because it made some nice little box art there too. Kind of like this movie. I'm probably the only person in the world who has a DVD-R of Sensual Awakening. So anyway, curious if anybody's ever seen this movie besides me. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this one. We'll talk about it. It's called Sensual Awakening, a.k.a. Sensual Desires, a.k.a. Hot and Blue. Check it out.